What up? What up, gang? It's your boy Coach T with Chicago Bears 360. Back with another live show for you today. We got a good one. We're talking about Coach Eberflus and his defense today. I got my guy Steve-O on the set today. We're going to talk about that and so much more. Of course, Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze signing their rookie deals today. Excited about that. Now we can get off the camp. Those guys can get off to a good start. You know what I'm saying? Much needed. We'll talk about that and so much more. Y'all know what's next. The intro, maestro. Let's get.
Life like chess move to pieces, you know I roll in silence. On the road to them Benjis, I fill my teeth with diamonds. The Lord done put me through some tests so I can learn my lesson. They take advantage when you cool, I can't control aggression. We go back and forth talking, so who we really blaming? Tell me to change, I'm not myself, and then you start complaining. Can't understand your situation if you had a main. But you cost me for some shots, we barely knew it.
And just like that, we're back. It's your boy Coach T with Chicago Bears 360, joined by my guy Steve-O. Where you been, Steve-O?
I've been in the cut. I've been chilling.
Been chilling in the cut. You had a good summer, man. You had a good break.
Yeah, I had a little break. I had a nice little break. Yeah, I needed a little break after what happened during these hallways over the off season and everything that happened in before the draft, after the draft. But yeah, I'm ready to get back. That football's weather, I need to hurry the hell on because I'm getting tired of this hot ass heat. But I'm dealing with it, so we need to get back to this football where I need that chill in the air so I can get ready.
I better take advantage of it up there because you know y'all don't get but about 5 good months of good weather. So
this
you know
ain't good weather to us. I'm sorry, I can't deal with this shit.
Yeah, no, bro. You know what I'm saying? Listen, for the year and some change that I was up there, having it's culture shock coming from down here and having only 4.5 months of good weather. I'm being nice by saying 4.5, and I'm talking about I'm calling too because I can deal with the cold. The gray days is 9. So who invented that? I don't know how the Earth's situation aligns for gray days, but that ain't it, God. We gotta do it. I mean, this for months, bro. You waking up and the skies is gray, cloud, overcast. Nah, we can't do that.
I know we're not Cleveland. We ain't Cleveland now. Like that, we get some nice days here and there.
Not enough.
But it just if once it get about 75, you getting too hot now.
Yeah. Listen, man. So the news broke today, and we're gonna bring up the banner real fast. The news broke today. Rome Odunze signs his rookie deal. According to Adam Schefter, the number 8th overall pick, Rome Odunze officially signs his 4-year deal, fully guaranteed contract worth $22 million, includes $13 million signings bonus and a 15-year option. I said both contracts will come in around 41 for Caleb and about 21 for Rome Odunze. That's part of the collective bargaining agreement. Those are rookie standard deals right there. So Rome Odunze contract seems to be a little bit over the 2023 standard where it was 21 million, and then Caleb came in at 39. But they got their guaranteed money and signing bonus. Of course, Caleb already had money. You know what I'm saying? Rome already had money. You know, they you know, that's these NIL college players. So they already had some bread, but now they got that bread. And more importantly, you know what I'm saying? As I mentioned on our kickoff show Sunday, Caleb can get the camp, Rome can get the camp, because I don't believe, this is just me. I believe, and I'm sticking with my take despite the detractors. Caleb needs to get every rep, every snap. He can't afford to miss camp because he needs to develop that muscle memory of the elongated play calls and get used to the full stack of NFL play calling and game play operations to help him out. And so, what are you thinking going into camp? What is all out of all that's happened throughout the offseason before we jump into Coach Eberflus and the defense top, look out to you that would be a storyline? And then also the follow-up question to that would be, what are you looking forward the most to seeing through the 2024 season?
I think the storylines coming into camp was it was not really necessarily just Caleb alone. I think it was just the offense as a whole. How is it going to look? Are the O-line going to be healthy? Like I mentioned it earlier a couple minutes ago, I was getting offline when I was talking about the O-line. Like, is Nate Davis going to be there? Is he going to be healthy? Is Tevin going to be there? He's going to be healthy because I need him there with Caleb so they can understand the terminology. It won't be foreign to him when it comes to even preseason. I want them to have it down by preseason. I mean, of course, that's a tough task to ask, but I want them to have everything pretty much locked down by preseason. But right. Yeah, you want to have everybody learning the terminology, getting the feel of each other, especially the offensive of a whole. I think we can all agree that our utmost confidence right now is in the defense. We already know what the defense is, and we know it could be even better than how we ended off last season, even though we ended in a great way. But I think on the offensive side, it's a multitude. We're looking at the wide receiver core, how that's going to bond. How's it going to react with the online? We got a new tight end, how that's going to gel with the run game. We got a new running back, how the run game going to be. So I think I'm just looking at it as a whole, as a totality. How's the offensive going to click? Are we going to have those days? I mean, I'm expecting those days where we're going to get that day where it's like the offense just didn't have it today. The defense was on that, and that's why I expect to hear because of the defense that we do have. But I don't want to hear too much struggle that goes on at OTAs because we put pads on. This is where it starts. This is where we could be a little bit more critical of your mistakes in the when the plays is going on. So that's really what I'm looking at it so far going into OTAs.
Because they training and SEMO, training camp. Because they have SEMO and Coach Dre still, the offensive line unit as a unit gets 0 grades from me. You got the same coach, you got the same tight end coach. The terminology shouldn't change. They would be crazy if they change a whole lot of terminology. I said this all season. The reason why I thought we were going to keep Justin Fields is because they were looking to keep some kind of level of continuity. Of course, Ryan Poles must have liked what he saw out of SEMO, and they kept him on staff. So with that being said, they're changing the chassis, so to speak, of this offense without changing the engine. The offensive line terminology and stuff like that should remain the same. They should kick off. Valid questions and concerns about Tevin Jenkins' health. Is Braxton Jones going to continue to trend upward? And of course, Nate Davis, what happens to him? And then also, it's fair to ask the question, what happens in the second year of a rookie right tackle in Darnell Wright, right? It's a fair question to ask. Is he going to continue to develop, take a step? There's no reason to believe why he would step backwards, but it's a fair question to ask. Now, the style of play matters now because I think we have 2 good to great tight ends, right? Top 5 tight end on one side and a good to great tight end on the other side. And we have Shane Waldron, who likes to run the ball. He likes to run play action. And as far as style of play is concerned, if you give me this particular group that we have with a rookie quarterback that's unfamiliar with a pro style offense and needs some development, I'm going to come out and run the ball. I'm going to run it down team's throat with 21 personnel looks. I'm going to force them to add a man to the box, and then I'll take shots over their heads and situationally throughout the game. That's now back with what Steve-O said. With that being said, that's a violent style of play. So Tevin's going to have to hold up. Nate's going to have to hold up. The offensive line overall is going to have to hold up. And you better have 1 or 2 guys ready to go coming off the bench with that offensive line. And the last part of that is that allows us to play complementary football with the defense and keep them off the field, keep them rested so they can come out and dominate. And I think that's a good segue into, do you believe, subject of the show, part B, do you believe this defense should and can pick up where it left off at the end of the season to carry this team? I heard Dan Orlovsky and the whole Get Up crew talking about, do we make the playoffs or not? And they mentioned we have to get to like Thanksgiving at a like 6-3 record. Do you believe this defense can carry this team for the first 9 or 10 games? Why Caleb developed? Because I believe we have a winning record through week 10 or 11. Then week 12 to 14 is where I feel like Caleb is going to begin to take off. That's a reasonable time for him to get familiar with terminology, the offense, where the holes are going to be found in coverages, and who to go in what situation. What are your thoughts on that?
I ain't think about it like that in a while. I think when it comes to this team, like for one, like you said, I am looking at how the style is going to be, because with us getting a doomsday, that kind of threw a monkey wrench of how, like, I don't know how they're going to approach this. Like, yeah, we can sit here and it's like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, he loves to run the ball, but like, who's to say that we won't implement more of that in the beginning with? But on the defensive side, hell yeah, he most definitely should start off how we ended, because it's everything that based off what you told us how you wanted this defense to be starting off in the season. It started to turn into that fast, playing smart with speed, with control, getting turnovers. That's exactly how you want it, and that's what we got. So there shouldn't be no revving up period with this defense. The only thing that has me a little bit reserved about the defense is health. Brisker is going to be as healthy as possible. Is our other I forgot why his name, our safety that we just got from Tennessee, is he gonna hold up? He's older in his career. I think he's 30 or 31 years old. Byard. Yeah.
Byard.
Our linebackers was pretty healthy for the most part. D-line, are they gonna be healthy? But if they're healthy, I feel like they should start off pretty on go for the most part.
Yeah, I think, one of the things I like, we have to, one of the things that were different about how this team was built, we built it from the back end, front forward. So we built with the defensive backfield, the defense backfield coming forward. We had good depth at safety. We got, I think it's Smith coming off the bench that played pretty good against Washington last year, showed his, he let his nuts drop in the Washington game, show, hey, I'm going to push the guys that's in front of me. Byard, I believe, has something to prove coming into a new team. So he's going to make every effort. And as long as Byard can be on his landmarks, he's and be where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there, he's going to be better than Eddie left off. Great
that's
take
what he's
on
known
your
for.
part. Yeah. Great take on your part with the whole Jaquan Brisker situation, because Jaquan does throw his body around a lot and come down in that box and play in the box. But one of the things I heard previously Jaquan say is he likes the fact that it's more balanced in who's going to play in the box versus who's going to be back. And I thought that was a weakness of the Eddie Jackson Brisker combo. Eddie wasn't going in that box, and every team knew it. It was almost like Eddie said,
and quite frankly, we didn't want him in that box either. We didn't want him in that box either.
Especially when he was down there arm tackling, like, bro, get out of there, man. And I think a fair question also outside of that is also, Kyler Gordon's health, because Kyler Gordon is a small slot player that we asked to do a lot in the box. And although Kyler is tough, he like to bring the boom, but he ain't built like bringing the boom. He got, somebody said, what's the saying that he got caviar taste on catfish budget, as far as his bill. I would love to see, I said this last time, I would have loved to see at one point Kyler and your boy, what's the other corner's name? Tyreek switch, because Tyreek is better built to play down there and get physical. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just the guy talking on the mic. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, for the time being, I would agree with you, but I think the way they're trying to develop Tyreek Stevenson is they see the end goal. They see the end goal with him. So they see him like this dude possibly could be a one somewhere. Like that's how
I'm not mad. Listen, I'm not mad at him. He's a Broward County kid. He plays tough. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation with I forget his first name, but Brownlee. And I forget where Brownlee got drafted this draft. The kid out of Louisville. I had an interview that I never got a chance to upload, or I uploaded it and it was so broken up that I ended up taking it down. But I interviewed Brownlee at the Senior Bowl, and all those Florida kids, Broward County, Dade County kids know each other. And he was talking about how Tyreek is a mentor of his and how Tyreek is a dog. He's known around the community as just being that dude on the football field. So I believe, you know what I'm saying, with some more knowledge, he could play both and be both. But I get it. The continuity and then asking them to switch right now is not the deal. But I just thought, you know, in my own head, you know, I just thought that would be a good move.
Do you think he's the better? I think why they made that switch, they felt like he was the better cover compared to the twos that they're gonna see for Kyler. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it turns out that, you know what I'm saying, his length and his size and his physicality is a problem. He can come up and press man and run with people. He knows how to use his body well. He knows how to find the ball, and he's taken to the mentorship of Jalen Johnson, which I think is impressive for a rookie, because cornerbacks, call it what you want, skill position players, especially cornerbacks, they got egos. They're gonna come in, they want to be a man, they want to get their money, all that other stuff. So the fact that he's taken to the mentorship of Jalen Johnson and taking those lessons, and you know what I'm saying, you would be a dumb person not to, because Jalen just got paid. Jalen had an opportunity for 6 to 8 interceptions last week. He knows his defense in and out, and if you want to get paid, why not look at the dude that's doing it? You know what I'm saying? But let's jump to the linebackers real fast, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, our linebacker core is exceptional for what we do. And we have depth at the linebacker position. I forget the Samoan kid out of Oregon that plays the linebacker position for us too. I think he's a force to be reckoned with.
What's his name? Sewell. He's a Sewell. That's all I know.
Sewell. Yeah. Little bro Sewell. Sewell. So we got Sewell. We got Noah. Depth there. We got. You said Noah?
I think it's Noah Sewell.
Noah Sewell. Noah, that's what I wanted to say, but my tongue wouldn't let me say it. So we got Jack. We got I'm drawing Tremaine, and we got. I'm seeing the face. I'm having an old man moment. I'm definitely doing middle age stuff. I'm having middle age moments. I'm having middle age moments right here. But you know what the cool part about it is? We got the internet. We don't have to guess, man. We don't have to guess.
TJ Edwards.
TJ Edwards, who was probably the most improved player on this defense throughout the season. And I think that was a lot due to health. How do you feel about the linebacking core?
Yeah, we got one of the best linebacker cores in the league. Argue with your mama. It's just that simple. And I feel like we only seen a piece of it. Like, to me, last year wasn't the best Tremaine, and I'm expecting bigger things from Tremaine, because he know this defense now. This was him, even though this was a similar defense he ran in the Bills, and we ran it a little bit different. Now he got the coach that he was with. I think he was with the Bills when Aaron Washington was there. So he got a former coach that he used to work with there. I think I'm gonna see a way more brighter spots that basically what you start seeing towards the end. I'm expecting to see a little bit earlier with Tremaine. But the TJ Edwards, came being one of the most like he literally it's like watching Lance Briggs all over again. Like he's just somebody you could depend on. That's gonna lay that hit. He's gonna be at the right place at the right time, and he's able to turn the ball over as well. We already know Jack Sanborn what he is. I call him like a low budget Luke Kuechly because he's not necessarily the best athlete, but his reaction, his timing, he knows where to be,
Right.
when, where, what gap to shoot. All that. He's probably, to me, out of everybody, he's probably our smartest linebacker. But
Yeah.
I love the dude. And then you
You
got
can tell,
like
you tell Jack film room. He knows where to play. He know how to diagnose a play from rip.
Yeah.
He never takes bad steps, and that's the key with
Yep.
with the linebacker. You can't take steps. You one step off, you set up a block, and it could go to the house. And like you were saying, I'm sorry to cut you off. I love this group, man. I love the depth. I love the depth of both the defensive backfield and the linebacker group. Now, the defensive line is where I get concerned. I think we have a run rotation. We have a good run rotation. But I'm concerned a little bit about the pass rotation.
Yeah.
And that's with an asterisk, right? That's with an asterisk. We have an answer. It's an unproven answer, though. We're going to see Javon Brisker, not Javon Brisker. We're going to see Dexter out on the edge this year on pass rushing downs because he proved that he can win on the edge. And then the rook out there some situationally to let him speed rush off the edge. So, but you have to earn the right to rush the passer. So do you believe we can get to third and long with our defensive line rotation and what we have to meet and stopping a run up front?
I'm not gonna say it till I see it. So as of now, no, because I haven't seen it. We like you said, we had the potential, like what you said, with Austin Booker coming in and doing the speed rushes. We got Dexter, who we've seen he been working on, especially coming off. He been working. If you see, I don't know if you've been seeing some of his tape off his training videos. That's what he's been working on. So, and he's looking quicker off that line. So yeah, we have the players and we have the idea. So the idea is there, but I'm not gonna sit there and say I believe that we're gonna do it till we do it.
That's what's up. Yeah, I think again, I think with our big nose tackle there, with Sweat there, with I can't remember the kid who came from South Carolina. His name right now.
The college.
Yeah. South Carolina University. They came in with Dexter. I'm having those moments today, bro.
It's talking about Zach.
Yeah, Zach Pickens. See, all you gotta do is give me a first name. Listen, it's still a preseason for us too, man. We getting warmed up. Zach Pickens. I believe Zach Pickens, the nose tackle, big hubba bubba we had at nose tackle, Sweat.
Billings.
And Dexter allow us to get the third down. I'm gonna give him credit. I think, and the guy we got from Tennessee, those guys allow us to get the third down. If they come out playing with their hair on fire, they play physical, which has a lot to do with how Eric Washington and Matt Eberflus allows them to train in training camp. Are we running to the ball? Are we running in training camp? Is he sticking to his moniker that we have to have our track shoes on, and he's pushing them at training camp? Pursuit drill, physical at the point of contact, being gap discipline, running your gap, owning your gap, and then just flying to the ball and being angry when you get there. And then if we can do that, then we can get to see what Dexter Booker could do, which I'm excited. Out of all the players we got, believe it or not, out of all the players we got, Roman Duze, Caleb Williams included, I'm most excited to see Austin Booker because I believe the kid plays hard every play. Every play he might be dead ass wrong in what he's doing, but he plays hard. It's like watching
him so hard. Yeah, he plays so hard. He makes up for
it. Yeah. So with that being said, you shift to, Eric Washington, Matt Eberflus. Of course, Matt Eberflus is going to be calling the defense, right? And to me, there's no grace. There's no grace for the defense. There's no grace for the defensive coordinator. There's no grace now, in my opinion, and I want to get your opinion on this, for the head coach, because he's a defensive coach. And out of all the things that happened in the offseason last year, that happened over the last 2 or 3 seasons, I think it's Matt Eberflus' 3rd season now. He's escaped. He's escaped all the, you know what I'm saying? He's come out with his job. I think he has to perform. He has to put a defense on the field that is a, watch this, or Chicago Bears defense. Here we are once again, the Chicago Bears, where we have to be the monster of the Midway. I know I know fans want so bad for, listen, if Caleb comes out lighting up the field and him and Shane Waldron are going off and we're catching people off guard and all this other stuff,
that's
great.
Good for us.
Good for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for. I'm not hating on that at all. You know what I'm saying? But the expectation is that we have to play great defense and run the ball. And here we are, yet once again, having to be or follow the formula of old for at least 12 to 14 weeks before we become potentially an offensive juggernaut in this version of this team. What do you think about that?
What I've been telling people is, it is like, I don't know why people is like so stuck on, like, I'm tired. We always been known for the defense. Well, we've been harping on like how we not these offenses. Like, don't you want to prepare for the offenses that's around the league? Because I'm gonna be quite frank, if you pay attention to the history of the league, especially the last 5 years, the amazing offense gets you to the playoffs. But once the playoffs start, and especially you get to the Super Bowl, especially the last 5 years, you better have a defense and you better be able to game manage and run that ball. Because if you ain't doing that, you ain't winning no playoff game, you're not winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this is the part that I hate about being a fan. The part that I hate about being a fan is casual football people or football fans. They just, I get it. They want a quarterback to call their own. They have quarterback envy of other teams being able to brag on their quarterback. So they want to just have a name and somebody they can be beholden to and wear as a badge of honor, buy his jersey and say, hey, our city has the greatest quarterback. But to your point, when you get in the playoffs rely on running the ball and good defense anyway. And if that's how the game plays out, that's how the
cookie crumbles. And I got the same frustration because, like, don't get me wrong, for somebody that feel like there's been Bears fans, we never had a quarterback that I could be proud of. I want one, but at the same time, I want one, but I want a goddamn win too. I don't want to be one of those people.
Let me ask you a question. Is it how much do you believe that's crept into the psyche of the casual bear? I don't care. Of course I want.
It's not in their psyche at all.
I mean, I'm talking about the part that we have to have a quarterback to be a legitimate NFL franchise. Like, how much do you think influences the fandom, the fanaticism of people? Like, I'll give you an example. Sunday we had a show and I had to spend a little bit of time on the fact that people are hypersensitive to any realistic talk about where Caleb is right now in his development. A lot of people that don't know ball think Caleb is plug and play, ready to go right now. And if you point out schematically, systemically, and drop knowledge on the difference between Caleb, Jaden Daniels, Caleb, JJ McCarthy in their development and their experience in an NFL offense right now, any if you're not hobnobbing Caleb Williams right now, people immediately take it as hating, or they default to, oh, you're just saying that because we didn't keep Justin Fields. How much do you think that goes into the psyche, the fact that we haven't had a franchise, quote unquote, which is false, because I thought Jay Cutler was a franchise quarterback. I thought Justin Fields was in the process of becoming a franchise quarterback. Jim McMahon won the Super Bowl. How could you say he wasn't a franchise quarterback? He didn't throw for a bunch of yards, but again, I'm a football coach. I don't give a damn about fantasy football, stat padding, and all that other stuff. Do you win the damn game? The man won a Super Bowl. So how dare we disrespect one of our legends by saying he wasn't a franchise quarterback? How much do you feel like it plays into our psyche as modern day Bears fans? And how much of it is generational? Let me ask you that.
I think it plays a lot because, for one, there is out of any sport in the world, I can't think of a sport that one position has such a high value over the rest of the team. Like
Right.
that out of any other sport, I don't think there's any position that's like that. So that's one reason of it. Two, I do feel like there, to some degree, if you want to be a champion and you want to be a champion that's sustained over amount of time, you do have to be a certain caliber of quarterback, yes. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of people that don't understand the difference between a quarterback that just put up numbers and a successful quarterback. Because I think over this past year, it made me realize how much a quarterback like Eli Manning gets disrespected, but he got the result.
He got two Super Bowls.
He got the result. So, like, for us to have this conversation that he's a borderline Hall of Fame, what the fuck? How?
You know what I equate it to? And I have something else that's going on right now. Oh, I thought about this earlier, right? When Paul Feinbaum came on yesterday at ESPN or whatever he was on and said, you know what I'm saying? Deion Sanders is irrelevant to college football. He's not that important. I said, well, Paul Feinbaum and his George Jefferson, you know what I'm saying, drop top wearing self is outdated. He doesn't understand the mentality of the modern day, these young kids. Let me just put it that way. You don't understand the mentality of the younger generation. And I'm gonna give you an analogy in comparison to how I thought about this earlier today. It's like y'all generation. I don't want to put it on y'all, but I'm gonna put it on y'all. I'm pointing at you now. It's y'all. It's how I did for a long time. I didn't understand how likes on social media. I'll give you a great example. My son is a rapper. He had to educate me to understand that people, y'all generation would rather be more popular than they would rich, right? I feel that same mentality. See, that's different for us as Generation X's. We gonna get to the bag. We hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna get to the bag by any means necessary. That's why the 90s was the way they was. That's why we had so many crack dealers and all this other stuff. Because our generation, we gonna get to the bag, but y'all generation rather be more popular than you would rich. Same thing. The mentality has crept its way into football and the sports, because I believe fans would rather have a quarterback that gets you stats than they would. I mean, a Super Bowl would be nice, but they would settle for a quarterback that just, you know what I'm saying, got them stats that padded their fantasy numbers, that he was popular, he was charismatic, he was somebody they could laud and worship as a franchise quarterback. Am I way off in that analogy?
No.
I'm free to be wrong.
I'm gonna just say it like this. This generation just want to feel
Y'all
good.
niggas weird.
They just
sensationalized.
This generation they just really want to feel good in that moment. Cause
It's
I remember like I was in this Discord and this ain't no shade, but like they was just after the deal broke and everything, they was like, it's such a great time to be a Bears fan. I'm like, hold on now, we ain't won. Shit. Like
see,
what the
see,
like I'm
that's
like
and that's what
and
that's
then
what the
and
old
everybody was
heads
like,
will
well,
tell
why
you.
can't we just but they like, man, can we just be happy that our front office ain't looking stupid? I'm like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm happy. I'm at a sense of peace that I've never really experienced coming to a season compared to the years prior. But the goal is to win. So
Yeah,
I'm not
and,
gonna sit here and be like, I'm not gonna make these grandiose statements like my generation does of like, oh, this is a great time. Oh, yeah, like no, it feel good.
yeah, it's
Let's see
you would
what we
rather
do.
be you'd rather be popular than win. You'd rather have great
Yeah,
stats. That's why I don't understand when people that come into the comment section they get mad and maybe explanation to me to understand why they get mad because I'm a Gen Xer. I'm a Gen Xer and a football coach. I'm not jumping on a we just happy to be there train. You see what I'm saying? I'm not jumping on the we just happy to be there train. They want wins. I don't care if the score is 15-17.
yeah, man.
You guys,
For real.
and I'm talking about them, they care about if he threw for 425, 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, and had a whatever score on fantasy points. I don't give a damn about that. You know what I'm saying? That's to me.
I'm gonna give you a clear example. I'm gonna give you a clear example. Yeah, because you know the WNBA, everybody now they hipped on to that, even though we've been covering it for 5 years. But I'm just saying, okay, last game, Angel broke she didn't get the double record. And I was like, you play like shit anyway. It don't matter. Let's get on to the next game because we play Vegas. It's time to get everybody start. Well, they hating. They didn't give her the ball. I'm like, motherfucker, we was losing. Who gives a fuck about that shit? Like, who cares? And they like, but it's a historic. I'm like, bro,
See, here's the thing.
I'm trying to win. Damn the record.
See, here's the thing.
She broke history already.
I pride myself on being one of those Gen Xers that never be the type because I got grown kids. I got older millennials. I got as far as children. I have older millennials. I have young millennials, and I have what's next? Gen Zers. I got Gen Zers as my children, right? I pride myself on not being the type of Gen Xer that'd be like, oh, you young folks get off my lawn and stuff. But it's a lot of stuff I can get with. But the mentality that's, you know, fluff without substance, that's one thing I'll never get away with. We gotta win. Being entertained means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I've seen a Chicago Bears Super Bowl in my lifetime. I understand the mentality. They haven't. That's all the reason. I'm not trying to change your mind, but to me, that's all the reason why more you should want them to win despite the score.
I'm about to say that's why it's irritating for me because the fact that you're like that, you seen one. I ain't see shit. Yeah. So like
I was only 10, 9 or 10, but
you can remember that because I remember when we lost.
I very well remember that.
Yeah.
That sat me and my brother down. He fed us. We watched every game in 84, 85. We watched every game. I remember crying my eyes out when we lost to Miami on Monday Night Football. Like, I'm like, they can't do that. They're cheating. This is illegal.
Bro,
what did they do?
You start crying when they passed the 50-yard line.
Listen, you can call my dad, bro. I was crying and throwing stuff and having a total meltdown. Like, they can't do that. Like, you cannot. That's not how you play football. They're supposed to lay down and let us beat them.
And I think like, not a lot of kids experience, like, I don't think a lot of kids, like, I think that's the difference between me and my generation. Like, I've cried over games that weren't even important. I have a vivid memory of a regular season game when the Bulls lost to the Sixers. It wasn't because we lost. It was lost to a damn Sixers and they sucked. I was mad. I broke my glasses. That's how I remember it. How
do you see
nothing fast. I'm 20. I just turned 24.
Oh, okay. Dang, you got a Gen X, older Gen X mentality then. No,
Yeah,
I'm not crapping. Again, I'm not the person.
You
Anybody
crap,
that knows
bro.
me
You
personally,
can crap. There's nothing that pisses me off more than seeing somebody in my generation say stuff like that. Or I'm just happy. What the hell are you happy for? You ain't seen nothing.
I just
want to pop in real quick because I'm like, I think it's a lot of it has to do with fantasy, and people are intrigued by stats. Like,
yeah, I don't play.
That's what I said. That's why I said when they started fantasy, of course, when I was coaching, they kind of started fantasy when I was coaching. But the people that play fantasy now, that's why I don't like fantasy football. Because one, you have to keep track of all the players, all the teams, and it don't allow you to be super hyper focused on your team and what they're doing anyway. And I knew that would creep into the psyche of the fan. And if you're on the football team, you played the game, you coached the game. What does every coach tell the team, the player? It's about the team. Stop worrying about your individual stats. It's anti everything that we coach and teach about the game. So, of course, I'm not a fan of it. And on that part, I will be the type of person that says, you know what I'm saying, get off my lawn, the old guy, because that part of me will never change. Herm Edwards said it the best. We play to win the game. Period. We play to win the game. Now, I'm not trying to change the fans' mentality about our mentality about it, the younger generation fan about it. But what I'm saying is, don't come over here trying to impose that mentality on me and get mad because I'm not like, oh my God, we got a, you know what I'm saying? We got a, you know what I'm saying? We got a number one draft pick, Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. Here's the thing. We're going to track it week over week, game by game. We're going to cover his progress. We're going to document the progress. It's going to be interesting. The film work is what I'm most excited about getting into. We're going to start with Shane Waldron. We're going to diagnose Shane Waldron. You know, I'm not going to be overly critical of Caleb throughout the season unless he's just doing something crazy dumb, right? And call it out. But it's not going to be until week 14, 16 till I say, okay, it's week 14, 16. He should be well ahead of doing these type of things by now. You know what I'm saying? And now, is that on Shane or is it on the kid? But I want to get this back on side because we always gravitate to get back to talking about Caleb at some point because he's so polarizing. The question is, is Matt Eberflus, and we're going to start the big question with the last, is Matt Eberflus, does he start the season on the hot seat because he has gotten away with so much? He's gotten away with the hire Luke Getsy, Alan Williams. The only thing that I credit him with is, despite all the turmoil, he kept the team together with the turmoil he created by hiring these people. And then he kept us together through a rebuild.
That man been on a smoker for a minute. Like they been smoking that meat overnight.
He's slow smoking. He's on the hot seat, but he.
Yeah, like I just feel like he gonna for especially this year, he gonna be in the hot seat. Like he just, especially with everything that happened last year, he lucky it turned around because if the defense didn't turn around, especially if he didn't make that sweat move, I don't know if he had his job. That turnaround with the defense, especially it was a big turnaround where we was looking like a top 5 defense. And it was showing up stat-wise that we was probably considered a top 10, top 5 defense at the end of the season is what saved this job. So they're not gonna give him an inch this season. Like and that's why I feel like somebody like Aaron Washington is probably the reason why it could possibly save his job because he got like 1 or 2 times to blow a game, and I don't know if he coming back.
That's the other part. The calls, the suspect calls he made during certain games, the Denver game, the Detroit game, I believe he made a suspect call. Definitely towards the Cleveland game, making that
Bro,
drop
have you
defensive
been
lineman
watching
coverage
the
call.
have you been watching the receiver stuff on Netflix?
No,
this
I'm
is
probably
like
gonna get into it tonight. I'm probably get into
oh
it
my
tonight.
God. Bro,
Yeah.
they go through basically on the defensive side because Amon Ra is one of the people they watching. When they the way I'm just seeing it like knowing what's about to happen when they play Chicago, and I was just like, it's gonna burn.
Oh, you think
That's all I
was
gotta
on there
say.
diagnosing our stuff like this is what they in,
No,
blah blah blah
no,
blah.
it wasn't even diagnosis. It was just it showed what happened again, and you just know what's going to happen. But because it's Amon Ra, it showed you how soft coverage we was, and I was just sitting here like, oh my God, like nobody told this dude.
Yeah. No, I think that first game that we blew in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? We had just got Montez and he didn't have his defensive line rotation down, right? You got to decide, okay, at certain points during the field, you gotta have your defensive line rotations down, but he has to know at certain points on the field, okay, it's no longer sit back in coverage. I got to start sending bodies. So it was still at a place where he was trying to get a feel for the defense. There's again, starting off this season, there's no grace. There's no grace for me, for him, the defense, him and the defense, the O-line, the only person, and this is why I don't understand why people think I hate on Caleb. The only I'm giving grace on this team is Caleb Williams. He's the only person. Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is a vet. Everybody else has an excuse. Everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else got to play ball. Swift, the running backs, the O-line, their coaches, the offensive coordinator, everybody else. The only person that I'm looking forward to that says that can make mistakes is Caleb Williams. And I'm giving him more so than a lot of other people that were Justin Fields supporter. I'm giving him till week 14 to say, all right, I don't expect to see flashes, kind of like on the spectrum, on the continuum, on the path of how Jordan Love did last year in Green Bay. I'm expecting him to, all right, maybe have some moments where he's just a game manager up front. He just does get well managing games. I expect Shane to have a game or two where he gives him an opportunity to go out there and show his stuff, and he may not perform well, but we're giving him some experience and allow him to make mistakes, and then to have this trajectory where he comes into week 14 to 18 with us playing meaningful games and the opportunity to win them, perhaps get in the playoffs, get close to something like that. But back to Eberflus, first 10 games, you have to dominate. You have to dominate the game. This defense has to play line. You have to make great play calls as a defensive coordinator and a head coach. Time management, game operations management, getting people on and off the field, substitutions, timeouts, the whole nine. You've had 3 seasons. Get it right. There's no excuse. Or we're going to run your butt out of town like we did Luke Getsy. Period. That's all to it. And we'll get Caleb a offensive-minded coach, you know what I'm saying, that can come in here and take him, because people always talk about your boy Pat Mahomes, but they never talk about Pat Mahomes have Andy Reid. You know what I'm saying?
They always ignore that because they just see the end product. People don't. I guarantee you, if you go down like the bulletin board of the production up into who Pat Mahomes became, they don't remember. They don't remember. They don't remember the progression.
They don't be surprised that if it don't go the way people plan it to, that if Cliff Kingsbury and Jaden Daniels are lighting up the league in Washington, that Cliff Kingsbury don't make his way back into the conversation in Chicago to take over as an offensive-minded head coach and continue the case, which would be sad because, again, now we're repeating the cycle because now if Cliff came in, Cliff is not going to keep Shane. And Caleb will have to learn a new offense again. You're going to put him in the same situation that we did his predecessor. I'm not calling on name because y'all know y'all sensitive when I start talking about The dude's initial was JF. So that part. So Steve's final take is
I don't even like saying that man name.
Steve's final take is yes, Steve and I's final take is yes. Matt Eberflus starts the season on the hot seat. He has to win games early with his defense. We have to get to Thanksgiving with at least a winning record. If it's 9 games up until Thanksgiving, and let me see, let's pull up the schedule real fast. Where is it? If it's let's see, Thanksgiving, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games. We have to get there at least, you know what I'm saying? If it's 12 split, 7-5.
And it's a weak ass
6-6, 6-6, even 7-5. We got to get there with a winning record and get to, because I'm telling you, if we don't get to week 12 and again, I just said week 12 through 14 is when I expect to see Caleb start taking over and flashing. If we can get to week 12 with a winning record, then perhaps the kid can take over and do some things and show us, hey, I can put a franchise on my back. But if we don't get to week 12 with a winning record, did Matt Eberflus do his job? It's gonna be hella noise.
I would say no. I would say no.
All right, man. Listen, let's. I want to end this way. I had some extras I wanted to throw in today, just and off football a little bit. Of course, Caleb and Rome Odunze get happy for that. You know what I'm saying? You mentioned Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Steve-O, did you see Jaylen Brown walk in with what's her name? Curse. I don't even know how to pronounce her last name. Kaiser. And Angel, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying how. I mean, bro. I mean, what you got going on there, Jaylen? But I know. Listen, I know that. I know he with her, but what I mean, a lot of inquiring minds want to go because her and Angel Reese was hand in hand, and I know. To me, I think they were doing that to throw people off the scent a little bit, like. Who she with. Oh, by the way.
No, I think
by the way, in that footage, I thought I saw Montez Sweat behind them. Did you see the clip? I thought I saw Montez. First of all, Montez. It might check it again. It might have been Montez. By the way, Jaylen is from Atlanta. Montez is too. Montez is from Tucker, right up the road. Matter of fact, I had an interview.
Montez was married.
Is he?
I thought he was. Yeah.
I mean, if it was him, it was him.
I know.
I don't want to break up nobody happy home.
I know for a fact.
Both of them bad. Let me just say like that.
No, I was just saying. I know for a fact when girls are in like a crowded space, they hold hands. So that's why I do it. But everybody
super old, man.
Yeah, but everybody knows. But yeah, that's the thing. Like if they let's say they're in a club or they're with a lot of people and they're going through crowd, they hold hands because they don't want to get separated.
Right.
And that's what they do. But everybody knows Jaylen and Kaiser. Like once we seen them on that parade, on the parade, we saw on the parade, we saw on when they.
Oh yeah, they went to.
Yeah, when we saw on the bus, we saw on the bus, we was like, oh yeah, we knew, we knew.
By the way, shout out to Angel Reese who had a great run on the double records. I mean, I think nothing is lost on that record. Yeah. She's still lighting up the league. I'm biased. She's the undisputed WNBA Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. No shade to Caitlin Clark. I wouldn't be mad to see them end up somehow getting a Rookie of the Year. But I don't know. And again, I don't track it as close as you guys do, Steve-O. But I don't know if her numbers, kind of compare how they are in comparison to Angel Reese. The other thing that I want to get a bit that's not connected to Bears football, I want to go on record as saying this first. I called them this first. Can't nobody else take credit for it because I put it on the internet yesterday or the day. Miles Buzelis. Is that how you say his name? The rookie, Chicago Bulls swing man.
Buzelis, yeah.
Montes Buzelis. I call him the menace. The menace. Because Buddy looks like a villain off of a Guy Ritchie movie. If you see him in his face, he just looks like every stereotypical villain that ever played. You know what I'm saying? A white villain in the movie that you ever seen. And the fact that this dude coming out in summer league just dunking on people with no regard for human life is crazy to me. So yes, you heard it here. Stacey King, don't steal my stuff.
I'm gonna tell you something, Coach. I don't know what happened this year, but we got some ignorant ass players that's coming. We got the fact we got Caleb, Angel, all three of them talk shit.
Yeah,
all of them in the pregame.
That's the crazy part about it.
Cardoso too.
That's real. That's real. Shout out to my wife. Shout out to my wife in the comment section. Hope she she check it on me.
But when it comes to Montes, like he said it, I think he was talking to, they was talking about the number 1 pick that went to Atlanta, and he was like, yeah, he don't want to go one-on-one with me.
My dog, Steve-O, I just want you to know I just picked up on something subtle that you just said. You actually said Atlanta. You said Atlanta the right way. You said Atlanta. We don't pronounce the second T.
Well, but you know, in Chicago, we cut off words. We don't say the whole word.
Y'all don't pronounce the R either.
Nope.
Yeah, it's the car. It's the car. Well, listen, Steve-O, you're a regular. And welcome to come back. We're gonna have Steve-O on plenty more time. Listen, if y'all watching this on the playback, you know what I'm saying? Do me a favor, like, subscribe, share. We here for it all, man. We're excited about this season. We're gonna cover the Bears. We're gonna cover Caleb Williams' progression, you know what I'm saying, throughout the season. Again, special emphasis on Shane Waldron and his job as offensive coordinator developing this quarterback, because that's the narrative that we have to extinguish in Chicago, that we don't know how to develop quarterbacks. Much grace is given to Caleb Williams, at least until week 14 or 18, and then some for me. But Matt Eberflus, me and Steve-O has decided it's written in law that Matt Eberflus is officially on the hot seat. It's in the Bible now. We said it published in the book of Revelations, chapter
the burning bush.
Whatever the last.
Put my name down right there with y'all.
Julius too, right? So he is officially starting the season on the hot seat. He is no grace for your boy. This defense, the offensive line, the running back room, everybody gets grace. Everybody is on the hot seat except for Caleb and Rome, and we'll see how it goes. Again, either way, it's going to be fun to cover this season. We're approaching it, at least from my standpoint, I'm approaching it from a pure journalistic standpoint with a little bit of fandom mixed in, because you know what I'm saying, it's at this point I'm trying to be like y'all. It's becoming entertainment, you know what I'm saying? So it is like it is. But I appreciate always having you on the show. Of course, appreciate Julius for everything you do. The maestro. I got to stop using the super producer because that's already taken. And I don't want my boy to get mad at me over that at Windy City.
Take Joel's tag.
Take Joel's tag. The maestro Julius in the house. We appreciate you, man. We're going to be back Thursday. I'm working on a guest for Thursday's show, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see what the topic will be. Again, if y'all watch this on the playback, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the information, the channel. My goal is to get, and every year we've been on, we get over, we go up 1,000 subs. That's fine with me. Just a shout out to people that are something, a nugget for the people that do this. Subscribers are great, and no shade to the big channels and all that other stuff, but a lesson I learned last season is no matter how many subscribers you have, people are watching. So perform, bring your show, do your show as if, you know what I'm saying, the opportunities are going to be around the corner, because I had no idea some of the people that was watching my show on a regular basis on the playback. They're paying attention, especially when I do the film breakdown. So that's why I go the extra step, or trying to make as much of a professional presentation as I can. Also, we're going to be back Sunday with the entire crew. Julius, I think J2K is going to join us live on the show. AJ, Bishop, and Justin, the whole crew. Yeah, we're going to try.
Oh, shit.
That's the Mod Squad. That's our new Sunday. That's our new Sunday peanut gallery. we got comic relief. We have the whole, you know what I'm saying? We brought the cream of the crop from the we brought the cream of the crop of the Spaces commentary commentators of the Chicago Bears 360. So I'm happy to have them on to join the program. And like I said, we're gonna have a great season, man. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate my guy Steve-O. So for now to next time, man, y'all know what's next, man. For y'all know what we say of Chicago Bears 360, past, present, and future, man. We bear down, and we'll see y'all Thursday. Peace. We're out.